Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our review of Survivor 41, Episode 7. This is why I love merge episodes. This is messy, chaotic. I still don't know how much I know in terms of what actually went on here. It was a mess on top of a mess.
It was just pure chaos. When they went to tribal and I looked at the clock and I was like, there's 25 minutes left of this episode. I was like, oh, here we go. This
Yeah.
is happening. This is going to get really messy.
This is where, though, I start to become mentally at odds because for most of this season, we have been complaining about Jeff Probst being mad with power and throwing all these twists against the wall. And I fear that now he's going to look at this and what happened with Leanna in this episode that we'll get into, and he's going to be like, see, I was right. I came up with a good, entertaining twist that produced a great moment. Thank me, pat myself on the back. It's like, you got lucky, Probst. There are still too many of these.
Yeah, there is way too many advantages. We've been talking about that all season. It's a bit much. They're just not putting enough trust in the cast. We've been saying that all season. This is a good cast. People are here to play. We've seen it tonight, even with all the advantages and idols and everything that's going on. They're here to play.
If you guys want to be here to play at the YouTube channel with us, just hit that subscribe button. We're here every week after Survivor, breaking down the big moves, the million advantages, all the other stuff going on out there.
Also, Dexter is back. After all these years, they have revived the show. It is on this weekend, and after the episode airs, we will have a review up. So you want to hit that subscribe button for that. Also, Succession, if you didn't know, we are covering that. That show is so good, and this season is excellent. It's already 3 episodes in, but there's lots of time to catch up with us. So yeah, hit the subscribe button.
I would really actually want to see what a cast of Succession would do on Survivor. I'm just throwing that out there. They're basically playing
They would throw money at it to hire other people to go sit on the beach for them.
That's probably true. So, okay, there's such just like a huge cluster, you know what, here.
Okay, let's just start with Erika.
Yeah.
Because really, one of her choices and one of Shan's choices from the last episode is all, coming together now. So, Erika, she decided to smash the hourglass. I think we all knew that she was going to do that. She would have been an idiot not to do that. It's immunity. Why would you pass on that to just hope for the best from your teammates?
Yeah, and this season is so crazy. Everyone's going to have a short-term memory. Anybody who's mad at Erika right now, there's at least a chance that they will get over it. Here is my one critique on Erika. If I'm doing this moment and I'm smashing this hourglass for TV, I am going like full Thor. I am picking up this and being like, "Rah!" and then like doing it either in slow motion. I'm like screaming after I do it. It was like kind of a not fun mallet smash. I was a little disappointed.
As a small sister as well, because she also looks teeny tiny like me, I would probably have some problems with it, picking it up, smashing it, been on the island all this time, you're not eating, you're not sleeping. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. However, the thing I didn't get is after she did this and, we had the losing team is now the winning team, I thought she was going to really put the work in with the new team that she's a part of to kind of be like, hey guys, I know I was mostly over here with this team. I have betrayed them all. And now I've done this for you and for me. Let's kind of talk some strategy. We saw at the end at Tribal Council, everybody's running everywhere. And nobody's talking to Erika still.
Nobody's talking to Heather either. And this is, Heather, I'm sorry if you're watching this video. You're so invisible on this season. You're even invisible at your own tribals.
Yeah, no, it's true. I was surprised, and I felt like Erika kind of wasted what she did by not being like, hey, you guys owe me. Yeah. But at least, thank you. Cool. Can we work together? I did this for you. Maybe we could do something. There was really none of that. And if there was, it wasn't shown.
Yeah. So if it wasn't shown clearly, it wasn't good enough. Well, I don't know if that's true, but it certainly wasn't interesting.
Okay. So the other thing that seems to have set all of this in motion was Shan talking to Leanna about Leanna's advantage in front of Tiffany. It just changed everything.
Yeah.
It's not even really about Jeff and this like brilliant idea. It's more of Tiffany. Tiffany found out about it. Tiffany can't keep her mouth shut, and it all went sideways.
Like, there's so many problems when it comes to telling people you have anything within this game at all. It's just sort of like, unless you know that that person would basically, stand in front of you while someone is coming after you with one of Dexter Morgan's cleavers. Like, you don't tell someone you have anything, because this stuff happens all of the time.
This season, no one seems to be able to keep quiet about what they have. It's just not really happening here. Everybody is sharing everything.
Yeah, everything. But first, good for you, Ricard. You completed the foot challenge, which, do we really need the foot challenge?
I could do without it, but I was actually really glad to see him win that. I think he's here to play. He really is. And that's what I want to see. No offense to Heather. I'm sure she is also here to play. We saw her in challenges struggling, but still trying and staying in it. Like, these are the people that I want to see continuing to play. And I know she's not getting a lot of airtime, but like, this cast is really not screwing around. They really want to be here. And especially Ricard. He really wants to be here. So when he won, I was like, I'm all right with this.
PSA to Survivor, because I would never want to play Survivor, but you guys are missing out by not having me in this challenge where you've got like the clumsy guy with no hand-eye coordination and
right, you have
palsy.
Like, and size 14 feet.
Like, it would be, Probst would be like, Matt, trying to put the flag down, he's falling over. And I would just be like collapsed on the ground. It's like crying to myself.
Well, maybe your big feet would be like a super advantage, because it's like having 5 hands.
There's no advantage.
Okay,
there's nothing good comes out of me in this challenge. But okay, so Ricard is safe. So this puts us in this interesting position where, coming out of this, the people who are vulnerable, and this is hilarious because it's like a 12-person tribe, Danny, Deshawn, Evie, Sydney, Nasir. These are the only people who can actually be voted out of this game.
Yeah.
Everything gets so much messier now, all because of what you said earlier.
Yeah, so Tiffany decides, of course, that she's going to tell Xander and Evie about what is going on, that Leanna has this advantage. She didn't share it with them. Now she's the enemy and she's on the outs, and they're worried about her. They should be. And so they came up with this plan.
Yeah.
That was really the best way that they could go about it. So we had Xander made this fake idol. He put this huge show about, hey, I'm gonna have it on me, and he's doing it all in front of Leanna, in front of Evie, to be like, yeah, I'm gonna play it. I've got it right on me. It's here. It's here. We're all working together. It was so obvious and felt so fake that I, for a minute there, thought that Leanna was just gonna not buy into it, because it was just felt so ridiculous. Even Evie felt like she was like half gonna laugh through it. All through Tribal, she was like snickering. I was like, okay, if it wasn't obvious before, it's got to be obvious now.
Xander needs to be like just thanking Tiffany to the ends of the earth for like setting the ball in motion and allowing him to eventually get this information, because this could have worked so well for Leanna. But when Xander was doing just this whole, I don't know which way it's gonna, like being like so ridiculous, like, I was just thinking going into Tribal, okay, they're going to try to ask Evie if she has it, because they're gonna think, okay, Xander's being so over the top with this, he's obviously faking, pretending, let's just go ahead and do it on and ask Evie.
That's what I thought. I thought that either way it was going to work out for them, because they gave it to Tiffany, which was the right move.
This is where everything gets hilarious in this season to me, because I think we're both in agreement. The Tiffany part of this, giving it to Tiffany, brilliant, because they're never going to be able to guess and never going to be able to ask Tiffany.
No. I think they just thought they had a 50-50 shot. It was either going to be Evie or it was going to be Xander, and it was neither. It was very well played. I want
to celebrate Xander to the ends of the earth for this and coming up with this brilliant idea. But here's the thing. Xander's also done a lot of not good things this season. And I'm actually sitting here now being like, who is actually playing well at this point in the game? Because you've got like Ricard like becoming the Inquisition with Shan before the merge. Leanna's talking too much. I actually don't really have any clue.
No, it feels like, we have Evie, we have Xander, we have Tiffany. The three of them may be playing a little bit messy and fast and loose here, but because they have numbers and they are tight and they still have that idol, I mean, they're in a fairly good spot to be able to protect each other. I mean, otherwise, we do have other people that are forming alliances. How tight are these alliances? One of them has Shan in it, and Shan will, evil music you right out the door if she needs to.
What was also smart, just going into all of this, was that we already saw people like Deshawn trying to make backup plans before Tribal even happened, and sort of being like, okay, you know what? What if this all falls apart? I don't want to be going out here. So he was trying to like point people at Sydney, and everybody else before Tribal was just like, stop it, Deshawn, you're being ridiculous. How the tables have turned here, because the moment that, Leanna got played, her advantage just goes off into the wind. Deshawn all of a sudden...
Thank goodness. Goodbye with that advantage. It is too overpowered.
I have never been so happy to have like a ridiculous advantage like that gone so early in the game, and I recognize fully that there are like a million of them still in the play, but it still feels a little bit better now.
Yeah, it does. I know you weren't like the biggest hater of that advantage, but I didn't like it either. It's too much.
It
so
sucked.
To watch it get just sort of poofed into air and nothing actually came of it, that's what you get, Jeff.
Yeah, good button. Now, here's the problem. Now Probst is still going to be like, okay, well, I will come up with an even more overpowered advantage to throw into the game next season.
Oh, please, no.
I know. Okay, so we get the Tribal. This whole, dog and pony show happened. Xander does his thing. I did love the Leanna asking him, and Xander was like, you can have it, but it's fake.
Yeah, you can have my fake idol. It's just like, okay, you got away with it.
Yeah, he was so proud of himself.
You know what? It was a good move. You should be proud of yourself, Xander.
Yeah.
You should be proud of yourself.
Okay, listen. Xander might be a big fan of Xander, but there's one person in this game who we know full-heartedly is a bigger fan of themselves than Xander.
Is Sydney, who at least she is self-aware, where
Yeah.
she had this confessional where she was kind of like, I always think everybody's talking about me because I'm completely obsessed with myself. You know what? For all the crap that she gets, she is very self-aware and very just she's owning who she is. And I have to appreciate that, because there's not a lot of people that can really be like, you know what? I'm completely self-absorbed and I'm okay with it. And it's just like, oh, all right, well, you are who you are. Good for you. Good for you.
I know we'll talk more about the mechanics of Sydney going out, but I want to say, number one, I agree with you, and number two, I'm actually going to kind of weirdly miss Sydney because she's
no, I'm not there.
I'm there because I don't know if I've ever seen someone, I don't know, maybe you go with Coach or Philip, but there's very few people on Survivor who are as narcissistic as Sydney was, and I was kind of intrigued by how much is this going to go later on in the season where she's going to be like, my family visit is myself because I don't need anybody else.
I just feel that I'm not saying that she's not there to play, but there hasn't been enough of her playing and really pushing to do anything except to get out Erika, because Erika mentioned her name one time, that it was just, she's not bringing enough to the show for me as far as game players, because there are a lot of game players.
Okay, so the moment that we see, all right, Leanna's advantage is gone, the Tribal becomes complete and total live Tribal chaos calamity. I know that there are people out there who are like, I don't like this. I don't want to see everybody whispering and doing all this other stuff. And it's like,
who are these people?
Okay, listen, there are some fun police people out there. And I will say, I don't love it if we get this every single week because I like variety. Mm-hmm. But this was awesome. I have nothing bad to say about people having no idea what to do and not knowing who's going to be voted off.
You know what I don't like? The shot in the dark. I've said this before. I still don't like it. The whole Sydney decided she was going to play her shot in the dark, and it was a good thing that she did. Yeah. She didn't get safety, but it was the right move to do, and she did it, and here we are.
Here's the big interesting debate now. So, okay, we have the big sort of voting group here who decides ultimately, all right, we're going to try to split the votes because they don't have enough people for Dijon to be voted off. We're going to put some on Sydney. We're going to put some on Evie.
Yeah.
I understand to some extent why, they're worried still about an idol coming into play and all of that other sort of stuff, but I would have gotten rid of Evie in this situation. I just think she's a better player than Sydney is, because Sydney's going to be thinking about Sydney and not thinking about the rest of the game.
Absolutely, you need to break those three up. They are dangerous together. They are able to strategize well, and they're able to, win stuff. It's just I would have Evie had to go. Like,
Yeah.
she should have gone.
Yeah, she should have gone, and then you would have been in a really. It would have been just such a weird, funny tribal that way, where all of this work is done to protect Evie, and then Evie
End up going anyways. Like, that would have just been, I don't know, kind of satisfying to watch. Not because I don't like her or anything like that, just to watch it all of the sort of dog and pony show that they have gone through to just end up right back here anyways by one bad mistake, which is just not playing that idol.
Xander also had some pretty big gusto here, because right before the votes were read, Evie's clearly just terrified, and understandably so, and being like, play the idol, Tiffany, play the idol. And because it's Xander's idol, she's listening to Xander, I guess. And he's like, don't do it. I think I probably would have played it. I think Xander clearly was willing to take the risk.
Yeah, he was. And I know we all know how it played out, but it wasn't worth the risk. I think that Tiffany should have play the idol. It's the three of you are way more powerful. It is just not worth the risk, because if this had gone just the other way, then they would be down to the two of them.
Here's where you do a little bit of a and a little bit of a chin scratch, because during this challenge, during this tribal, we saw Deshawn call out publicly that Evie told him about Xander's idol, and really like threw a wrench into that relationship with Evie and Xander. I just wonder on some level if that was on Xander's mind here, when it's like, do I really want to burn my idol now for Evie with this added bit of info that I know?
I don't think so. I think that there was a second there that he said kind of like a, why would you do that kind of thing? Or, oh, you did that. I'm surprised that you did that. And she said, I'm really sorry. I made a mistake. We were chatting. It came up. It was something that I said, and I made a mistake. And she owned it immediately, and then followed it up to continue to be like, I still have loyalty with you. Like, that hasn't changed. And I don't think that it has. I don't think this is sort of the same kind of situation of like what happened with Ricard and Shan.
Yeah.
Where that relationship feels like it's done. Ricard kind of feels like he's on an island by himself.
Ricard, you better win a lot more of immunity challenges coming up.
Yeah, I haven't seen him yet. Again, we were at Tribal for 25 minutes, right? So there wasn't a lot of time for other stuff, but I haven't really seen him like making those real connections.
It's going to be such an interesting few episodes coming up, because I think the only like really kind of tight groups we have is we have those three that you've talked about with Tiffany, Evie, and Xander, and then you've kind of got this group of Deshawn, Danny, Shan, Leanna, and then you've got like these other people who are just sort of like floating around. And Heather, you may not have done anything this whole episode, but the future of this season could end up in your hands somehow.
Oh no, that's not gonna happen.
I don't know. This is just a crazy, fun, chaotic season right now. I enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
Despite Probst trying to just ruin it.
No more advantages. Stop putting in scrolls and, rolling for your life and all these. We're done with it.
Yeah.
Let's just move forward with what's in the game.
Yeah.
I know you're listening to me.
Yeah.
Just stop it.
Also, Probst, just stop taking all your ideas from Mike White. I saw those interviews. Let Mike White just go work on the White Lotus. He's got enough going on right now. But okay, anyway, what did you guys think about this episode? The merge boot, all of this nonsense. Share in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe. Like Jess said, Succession, Dexter, a lot of fun stuff this weekend, and we will see you here next time.